this vice must flow. The Dune 2 popcorn bucket. You've seen it online. You might be secretly trying to acquire one for undisclosed purposes. Look, we don't care what you're doing with it because these bad boys are actually an awesome thing for the movie theater business. Let me tell you why.
I'm gonna lose my virginity to the Dune popcorn bucket.
That is right, we are all about sex positivity, and by that I mean the Dune Part 2 popcorn bucket. It is doing something huge. It is shifting perspectives in a creative way most people wouldn't have ever thought of. Doing something very sexy indeed. Economically benefiting movie theaters. Yes, popcorn buckets and other very specific movie merch are becoming an important revenue stream for movie theaters. Yeah, I'm not really interested in what you do with your Dune 2 popcorn bucket after you buy it. I'm interested in the fact that people are buying them because these butter-scented, mass-produced physical memes are turning into a major boon for theaters, especially in a time not too far off from when many smaller movie theaters closed and even big chains like AMC and Regal faced dire straits in the height of the pandemic. Still, theaters are facing difficult times with cuts and bankruptcies being reported to this day. Perhaps this humble, bizarre, stupid, weirdly horny popcorn bucket is a way to help the movie business work.
Now this is the fun part.
AMC recently released the company's full 2023 financial report disclosing $165 billion in food and beverage revenue, and $54 million of that came from movie-themed merch, chief of which is collectible popcorn buckets. In fact, while AMC admissions revenue for 2023 was down almost 20% from 2018, the last full pre-pandemic year, food and beverage and miscellaneous revenue, including our friend the novelty popcorn bucket here, is on par with pre-pandemic sales. And that demonstrates something pretty interesting. Even if ticket sales are down overall, the people who are buying tickets are buying the collectibles at a higher rate per capita than they were on average before the pandemic. What I'm saying is, these dumb things are great. People love them. People want to spend at the theater even if they're going less often than before, and novelties are a great way to make that easy and to make sure all parties are satisfied. Who wrote this? Oh no, I wrote this. Plus, these things cost around $25 to $30 each. The profit margins are high. And that $54 million figure is just for AMC and just for 2023. It doesn't even include the Dune Part 2 worm bucket, but instead items like the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 rocket popcorn crate and sandwich box, the Fast X Dom's charger, and Barbie's car popcorn containers, and Miles Morales' head as a popcorn container. None of these went viral like the Dune Part 2 worm bucket, which has an SNL parody, several articles about it, including here at IGN, and the attention of the internet at large. They are so weird and kind of gross, and when you put your hand in one to ostensibly, get popcorn to eat, you feel like you've done something maybe a little wrong that you should have done in private. Also, another bonus, the little tendrils wipe all the loose popcorn that could have been in your hand, so then you don't get the popcorn. You have to keep shoving your hand in if you feel those feelings again, or maybe you're proud of yourself, I don't know. I'm just saying it's not a great way to eat popcorn if eating popcorn is indeed your goal. I'm gonna venture a guess and say it isn't. While most of the popcorn buckets that have sold recently seem to be for kids, like the Trolls movies or made in conjunction with movies marketed to all ages, the upcoming Ghostbusters Frozen Empire bucket and the Dune bucket seem to not be marketed to kids at all, but instead for adults. That isn't to say Dune 2 isn't for kids, it's rated PG-13 after all, but it doesn't feature bright colors or cute characters or other appealing factors that were on older iterations of novelty popcorn buckets. It's a beige tube thing. And yeah, there's obviously the other definition of adult, which means you could So the Dune Part 2 bucket didn't even count toward the $54 million 2023 figure at all, and there are other more elaborate and tempting novelty popcorn buckets to come, like the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire Ghost Trap, which I alluded to before. It looks to be available at least AMC and Regal. It's essentially a very realistic toy or prop any Ghostbusters fan might want. We all love high-quality in-world merch for our fandoms. It's going to be an easy sell for a certain demographic of filmgoer. Like this. And surely there are more novelties like this to come that just haven't been announced. The numbers for this year could be even better. And that's just AMC. Cinemark has their own line of novelty popcorn holders and special products made for specific movies. According to The Wrap, AMC sold out 25,000 limited edition Barbie popcorn containers, and Cinemark CEO Sean Gamble said the theater chain sold out of a Ghostface Scream 6 bucket last year. He said, quote, "We were able then to extend that to an online offering and direct consumers to go purchase them online because they were no longer available in our theaters, and we sold a ton of those online as well." And it's not like the idea of popcorn buckets is this novel thing either. Disney Parks frequently sells limited edition themed popcorn buckets that seem more designed to be collectible than hold popcorn. Look at this TIE Fighter, that's not very much popcorn holding power. And this Simba is drink shaped, not popcorn grab worthy, though I don't feel good about eating or drinking anything out of a baby animal at all. Really? And did they really expect us to use this AT-AT for popcorn? And not stunting that we have a mini AT-AT we can just sling over our shoulder like a purse? It seems like popcorn buckets might be designed in general more to serve as collectibles and perhaps enter the collectible market, as evidenced by a pretty healthy resale market. Honestly, I think the corporations that sell these are just happy to make a pretty tidy profit over what is essentially mass-produced plastic and tin, and don't really care what you do with it so long as you buy it. You hear that? What you do with your popcorn bucket is your business.
I was craving for that.
It's not to say that all popcorn bucket promotions are a slam dunk like the Dune 2 worm. It's certainly a gamble. According to the Wrap article I mentioned, F&B executives who spoke to them on Background said these promotional buckets need to be ordered 6 months in advance. This makes sense for why the Dune Part 2 buckets sold out almost immediately and why more don't seem to be on the way anytime soon. It was a gamble for the theaters, and turns out this one was a jackpot.
I mean.
So from the perspective of having to order 6 months before movies come out, well before marketing or hype becomes clear, theater buyers don't know what movies are going to be cultural phenomenons, and after that point, which related merch is going to be coveted. The answer to both these questions is clearly Dune Part 2, but an exec in the same article said their collectible buckets for Taylor Swift The Eras Tour totally flopped, even though that movie was huge and made history in other ways. So even if the movie is a massive success, it doesn't mean the popcorn bucket will automatically sell. It has to be the right combination. I personally don't buy these things that often. I have one Disneyland Han Solo frozen in carbonite popcorn bucket, which I was very excited about at the time, but then I took it home and I was like, now what? I keep pencils in it. Actually, it's one of my favorite decorations. So I understand if collectible popcorn buckets are not your thing, because not all collectibles are everyone's thing. From high quality figurines to Funko Pop figures to ticket stubs or what have you, yes, all of it is kind of pointless, but it also really doesn't matter if it gives you joy. If a plastic little guy makes you happy, go for it. If a beige tube with soft little teeth is what you need in your life, yeah, dude. If you want to squirt butter and eat popcorn in private, I don't care. I just want to see movies and not have a bunch of empty, bankrupt theaters. So if Dune 2 popcorn buckets can compensate for an ever-contracting North American box office and keep theaters open and out of bankruptcy, like the 100-year-old Metropolitan Theaters chain that literally just filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in March 2024 while I was writing the script, then friend, I say, ride that worm. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Kim Horcher. No, you can't have this. This is mine now. But for more Dune 2, here's how the ending sets up Dune Messiah. Spoilers there, so viewer, beware. Check that out, and don't forget to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch. The spice must flow!